Hi, my name is Ike Onoha. Welcome to the House of Commons. And I have to my right
Pascal Atuma, House of Commons.
And Suji, House of Commons.
LD Demola, House of Commons. House of Commons, my brothers.
Okay.
Love you.
All right. Today's topic is single guys have more fun than married couples. It's a statement. Single guys have more fun than married couples. Which one of you
Single guys have more fun
than married
couples
couples?
Or married men?
Married couples.
Married
people.
Married people.
Okay.
It depends.
Sorry.
Are we just talking about men or women?
Men or women? Or
Yeah.
single people have more fun
Single people, single women, single guys, as long as you're single and dating or single whatever, living your life, they do have more fun than people that are married.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't agree to that.
Well, make your point clear.
It depends on who you marry. If you marry another person's wife, you marry another person's husband. Just because you're married to someone doesn't mean that's who's supposed to be a husband and a wife.
Okay, I got you.
For those who are lucky to marry the right husband or the right wife, for them, they do have as much fun as any single person out there because they're open to each other, they're friends, right? They can do things together. Whatever you think you're single, you can do. Both of them can agree to do it together, and they actually play more safe, right? Whereas being single, you have to look for the new prey, all the time. Whereas this guy knows with my husband, who is my real husband, who's my love, my wife, who's my real wife, we can have fun. So I don't agree with that.
Okay, before you go in, just state your status. You single or married?
Me?
Yes.
That's private.
Okay, Amy, you state your claim and AL did.
I'm definitely single. I'm married. And I don't know the answer to that question, but I'm going to lean towards the fact that, it does depend on what he's saying. It does depend on who you marry and what situation it is, because I'm not married. I've never been married, so I don't know what that's about. But from what I've seen, sometimes I feel like being single sometimes looks better because of some of the married couples that I've seen. And I don't really see that many happy married couples, even though I know that they're out there, and I know that a lot of people who have good, whatever. But that's just mine.
Single people have more fun than married people. That's definitely not the case. Because if you're telling this to women right now who are single, when it gets cold, I promise you, they will definitely disagree that they have more fun than married couples. What he said makes a lot of sense. That's basically the answer to this question. Because you can have fun while being single. You have more freedom being single. But at the end of the day, when you start getting older, maturity comes into play, and you need a partner to travel this earth with you. What he said, the right partner makes it fun, right? But
The wrong
partner makes it hell. A lot of people are married to the wrong partner.
Right.
It just is what it is.
So that means, in that case, that singles are more happier than those
No. Singles, it's the same thing. You can find happiness in whatever. It depends on what works for you.
Okay, good.
I can ask you a question?
Yes.
Let him say this.
Okay, sorry.
I'm married. I've been married, and I have experience being married. Okay. None of you are married. Well, I don't know your status. Okay? Private status. Okay. Now I have a lot of friends that are married. A lot of friends that are married and have kids, and I can tell you from experience and from life that single people have much more fun than married people. First of all, when you get married, the sex rate goes down.
Okay. In your marriage or everyone's marriage?
Everyone's married. Everybody that I've talked to that are married, the same thing.
I've heard that.
And the same thing across the board. At first, when I heard that before I got married, I was like, nah, get away from me. You don't know what you're talking. Now I'm seeing things in real life, okay? But that's a totally different topic. We can go into that later. Or look, married people, you get married. It's true that nobody really teaches you, the intricacies of marriage. We're not being taught this in school. There's no college subject that teaches you marriage education. Okay. You made one valid, very good point. If you marry the right person, it's a bliss. It's heaven on earth. What is the rate of divorce in America now?
Over 50%.
I heard it was 78%.
Higher than that.
I heard it was 78.
I said over
I
50%.
could be wrong.
You're right. We're both right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Why is the divorce so high? Because
people are
we
married
were
to the
married to the
wrong
wrong partners. How many people are married to the right partners?
No.
So that just validates my claim that singles are more happy.
Wait a
When you're single,
Wait a second.
when
No,
you're
no,
single,
I had a question for him, but let me finish what you're
when
saying.
you're single, you can go in and out. Every day is a new person.
Go in and out of what?
Go in and out of friendship, relationship.
Okay.
You're free to do whatever you can go and come as you please without any inhibitions.
Of course.
Okay, that's my point.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
Two things. You talked about somebody having more fun, the single people having more fun than the people who are married.
Correct.
What about the people who are married who are actually in good marriages? Now, are those people having less fun still than the people who are single? That's one question. The second question is for you. You've been married before. So there's a certain perspective that I don't really understand because you've actually been in it. So do you think that for those of us from an outsider's perspective, do you think that not being married, because I don't know if I can answer that question if I've never been married, you know, because I've learned about marriage in school too, by the way. I've taken a marriage, I have.
You've not learned about marriage, bro.
Yeah.
You've not learned about marriage. They've taught you about
They
marriage.
taught me, but no, this was a statement that was said, wait, this was a statement that was said earlier.
No.
Because the way you're speaking like you.
No, because you
I
guys,
was a career counselor for 10 years, so I've seen nothing but marriage.
you guys just said.
You're a career counselor, but not a marriage counselor.
Not a marriage counselor, but I dealt with nothing but basically at least 85% of people who are in marriages.
Okay,
So I heard nothing but marriage
What
stories.
were you counseling them on now?
I was helping them get rehabilitated into the workforce. So they were
To
laid
the
off.
workforce, okay.
And I was talking to them at the point where marriages, the strength of a marriage was really important.
Wow.
Because they had
You're
just,
talking to them about stuff like that?
I was talking to them
Without-
about finding their careers.
Okay.
So
and relating it to their marriages.
you can see that the marriage played a big part
Of
in
course.
the foundation of each party.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But what I was saying, the reason why I made that statement was because somebody made the statement about learning. They don't teach you that. I learned about marriage in school. I took a sociology class, sociology of marriage and family. So I've learned about what the statistics say. You know, everything's not 100%, but it's what the statistics say and what people have studied on about marriage and how and why things fail. Because you made some good points about why marriages fails. More than likely, it's because you're not with the right person.
Correct.
And you guys don't share the same values.
Correct.
But the point of this discussion is, you know, what was the point of the discussion?
Well,
let's go back to it.
Yeah, single
Let's go back to
parents-
it.
Okay, let me
Exactly.
answer before I come in. Answer.
And before you say something,
Right.
I want to just clarify. You made a statement, assuming it was the same statement, but it was different. The topic is single people have more fun than married people.
Correct.
Then you mentioned single people are happier.
Yeah.
That's totally different, and that's
Well,
totally
I will lump that
a
in the
lie.
same because happiness and
fun.
Yeah.
fun is
I don't-
about the same. I'll put
No,
it in
it's
the
not
same category.
the same.
I'll put it in the same category.
No.
Happiness,
You said happiness and what?
fun.
If
If you get too technical,
I'll put it in
if
the
you
same
get
category. I'll lump
technical, you can separate it. But if you don't get too technical, they are the same.
Okay.
In this
Let's
conversation, I
Yes,
lump it
yes, yes.
together. Yeah. Well, there's something you said which is true. There are some things you don't really have if you've not had the experience.
Yeah.
You can never know. Just like childbirth. If you never had a child before giving birth to a child, you will never know the pains of childbirth.
Okay.
But as an educated man, educated individual, you can know something about childbirth.
Right.
The Bible says is the hardest or the most painful thing in the world. See, the next thing
Did you
to
just quote the Bible?
yeah.
Okay.
The next painful thing to childbirth in the world is being burnt alive. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Why I'm going into those details because in life, when you listen, I don't know. You guys read, you have friends. 95 or more of people that are married. There are people that are in marriage. They are not happy.
No, okay, let me say something.
Can
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
come in?
Go ahead.
I host shows.
Okay.
I host a lot of shows around the world. I just hosted a show in Oklahoma City 2 days ago. Okay, this show I was hosting was a celebration of a mom and daughter celebrating 50 years and 70 years old. There were a lot of married people there. So when they introduced me on stage, I looked, because you have to be able to read your crowd
Correct.
immediately. Within the first 30 seconds to 1 minute you come in, you have to be able to read your crowd. I read that crowd, they were so stiff and strong. Do you know what my opening statement was?
Why did you guys get married?
I said, ladies and gentlemen, I know that we have medical doctors here, lawyers here, engineers here, but I'm going to say something. I've done this for 13 years, hosting shows, doing comedy films, and that's how I eat. So tonight, after everything I say, and you don't laugh, and you don't open up, it's not because I'm not talented. It's because your problem is bigger than my talent.
Now let me say this. So you're okay.
But they also say, you know where I'm coming from.
I see what you're saying.
Because I noticed that most of them, they're supposed to be a husband and wife, but they look like Evander Holyfield sitting next to my cousin.
Now let me say this. Let me say a couple of things. Yes.
So,
from my perspective, right? You mentioned you don't have to be in a marriage to, kind of have perspective. I also mentioned I've dealt with a lot of married people. I worked in finances, so I talked to married people when they were very successful financially, and I talked to them when they had no jobs and need to find a new career.
Right.
Now, the thing that I'll say about, we are 4 Nigerian men talking about marriage. I'll be honest.
I'm African too.
African men, right? The foundation of most Nigerian marriages compared to American marriages, the foundation of our marriages don't even work in the favor of either party. Most of the time, because 9 times out of 10, a man cannot be fully honest with his wife. If an American man is thinking sexually, most of the time he can say it, right? Nigerian man can't really say that. Same goes for a woman. If a woman is thinking about anything that does not follow the code of ethics that we run by, we cannot say, we cannot express these.
So in those terms, would you say if you were single, because if those same Nigerian people were single, they were more open.
Of course.
They have more fun
in that
case, right?
But then again, there are also Nigerians who are more realistic with life, right? So if I'm a guy if I know myself, right? I'm a playful person.
Yeah, you're a playboy.
Charisma, no, not playboy. I'm a playful person. I have a lot of charisma, so I know myself. If my wife understands it and accepts that she doesn't try to change me for I am, and we travel this journey together, it'll be fun, right? Completely, because. You can have fun and you can be happy in a marriage.
See, that's why I said, if you're married to
the right person, exactly.
The husband is married to who's supposed to be the wife. No marriages that were done because you want to satisfy society.
Exactly.
You want to satisfy your mom and your dad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
that's different.
African. I'm going to speak from a Nigerian perspective because that's what I know.
Right.
A lot of the Nigerian marriages that even the ones just in the Los Angeles area.
Okay.
A lot of them are hanging by a string because of the outer view or what people are going to say about them.
What people are going to say is they go up.
Did you say a lot of them?
A good chunk of them.
Thank you. So that answers that
and
question.
Then,
beginning singles are more.
Let me just say one thing, please.
Okay, please.
When I talk to some of my friends, they're like, "Your parents are still together?" Because honestly, I'm the only one of my friends that my parents are actually together.
Okay, now let me say this.
They're actually in the same household together.
Are your parents happy?
Yeah. This is private.
They're probably married.
Hold on.
That's why they're still together.
Let me say this. Okay. So we're saying singles have more fun than married people, right? And when we're saying fun, majority of the stuff we're talking about is restrictions not being there for a single person, right? Right?
And it depends on what form.
Okay, so let me say this. A person who's going to be a doctor has less fun than somebody who's going to be a janitor, right? Right? So if I'm looking at it parallel, becoming a doctor is marriage, and being a janitor is being single. Basically, there's less restrictions when you're a janitor or when you're single, and when you're a doctor, and I'm kind of putting them together. Do you see what I'm saying?
What you're saying though is really not in the right context. You're not comparing apples to apples.
Of course I am.
Look, because I have a friend that's no,
you're getting it wrong already. You're getting it wrong. No, I'm not finished. You're getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong already. Again, what I'm saying is, you're saying single people, the subject is restriction. Single people have more fun than married people because single people have less restrictions than married people do, right? So if we take away the terms, single and married, and we put janitor, who we can say has more freedom than a doctor. Meaning, it takes more to become a doctor than it takes to become a janitor, right? There are certain things in life that need that restriction. That's what marriage is.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Can I answer? Well,
Does that make sense?
Going by your,
Next time I'm going to ask you a
well,
question.
going by your description,
I'm going by
look,
that, yeah.
some people are geniuses, right? Doesn't matter, because I have a friend that's a doctor. Do you know this guy listens and plays more rap music than I am? He plays more games, more fun. Then I'm looking at him, are you really a doctor? Because by the code that I know of doctors, they're supposed to be listening to Mozart or jazz or be more very, very subtle in there. But look, it depends on who you judge the professions by.
The same
He
thing
has
with
more
marriage.
fun than most janitors
The
that
same
I
thing
know.
with marriage.
Okay, so you
The same
can't
thing
make
with
that
marriage.
kind of no.
I'm
you
not
can't
making
make
a
that kind of-
generalization.
No, you can't
I'm
make
talking
that-
about restrictions
because
as the
I will almost mention this guy's name because this is a good friend of mine. He has more fun than most janitors. He's a doctor
Yeah, I
and
think
good
you
at it.
understand what I'm saying.
Good at it.
Okay, I've dated a couple of medical doctors. Out of all the ones that I've dated, the medical doctors that I've dated, only one of them doesn't know how to have fun. The other ones are actually mentally sick with fun.
Good times.
Good time.
Wow. And you know that
You guys are not getting what I'm
I'll
saying.
be real. Like if you
You're not understanding what you keep mentioning medical doctors. The subject is not medical doctors.
Talk about
I'm saying,
doctors.
I'm saying,
I think-
okay, let me say this. Let me say this.
Right.
As a janitor,
It's not class
you can
thing.
leave and go when you want.
It's not a class issue.
You have less restrictions, right? As a doctor, you are committed to becoming a doctor. The amount of time it takes to become a doctor, you can't just leave
But that's
doctor
what we're
and
saying.
go back
Some
in
people
doctor.
still, in that same
That's
profession,
what-
still have
that's
more
what-
fun.
I'm
Can I help?
Yeah.
Can I help? This was going to go back to one of the questions I wanted to ask you because I think that a lot of it is, and for those married people out there that are watching, it's about work. It's about
Exactly.
what you're willing to do.
Put in.
Because at a certain point, Ike, you're like, this is not really worth the work.
Exactly.
For me to keep going.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the
So,
reality
and then-
is that, it shouldn't be work.
Marriage is
It ends up
work.
being work, but it shouldn't. It should
Of
still
course
be
it should be
fun.
work.
No.
It should be fun, but it's
Okay,
work.
okay, what we're doing now, is it work or fun?
It's work and
Work
fun.
and play.
Thank you very much. That's what marriage should be. It
Of
should be
course.
both work
Work and
and fun.
Of course.
So you can't just take
Of
out
course.
the fun from marriage.
If you're married to the right person,
But
it's
every-
fun.
Exactly.
If you're married to the right person, as he said
That is the point.
Can I say something?
Yes.
If you're
When your
married,
marriage gets to the point where you say, the only reason why I'm still in this marriage is because of these children.
then it's no more. It shouldn't
Of course.
Be. It shouldn't be.
Of course.
Oh,
But
man.
let me say this. Let me say this.
Am I making sense?
You make a lot of sense.
Yes.
Let me say this
Yes.
though. Let me say this. It goes back to what he said. It goes back to what he said. It goes back to what he said, right? The reason why we're having this topic, the truth of the matter is this. Once you're committed to a marriage, it's a lot harder to leave than when you're single. But at the end of the day, right, you can be, the thing that we're not mentioning that we should say is, when you're in a marriage and it's at that point where it's not fun, it doesn't mean leaving is the
walk
answer. Because that could be the best thing for you in your whole life.
Have you-
Maybe sometimes you need a break.
Are you familiar with?
Does that make sense?
Are you familiar with New Edition?
Yeah. The group.
The group, right?
Yeah.
Remember the song "Can You Stand the Rain"? That's what this is all about. Can you stand? Because it's going to happen.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
gonna happen.
But
At some point, it's gonna get bad.
Yeah,
At some point, it's gonna get
exactly.
frustrating.
brothers, let me.
And the assumption is singles don't, it doesn't go back when you're single.
Yeah, let me help you guys.
Yeah.
Look, it's one thing to have these views that you guys are having from the other side of the fence.
That's what I was trying to say in the very beginning of this discussion.
When you get, and you were in the fence,
Okay.
when you were on this side of the fence, you were like, oh, the grass wasn't really that much greener. Oh, it's the same thing like before I got to this one.
Okay.
So, but I
Which
mean,
grass are you talking
I'm
about?
not
Which grass are you talking about? Are you talking about the grass being marriage?
correct.
Okay.
Look, because one thing, look, I love marriage, I love being married, I love things like that. But the thing is, if you do it with the right person, when you do it with the right person, it's not work.
Of course.
It's fun.
Of course.
The commitment, the dedication that you do to make it, be still fun, it's enjoyable.
Of
It's
course.
not a chore.
Of course.
But when you have to define and say, oh my God, marriage is work and blah, blah, blah,
That's when it's wrong.
you've already derailed.
Of course. But let me,
So the point of this topic is singles have more fun than married couple. Wholeheartedly, yes.
but no. You're just basically saying single men and singles are more free.
Singles.
They
Yes.
have more freedom.
then that's
Of
the
course,
point.
because they're not in
Yes.
a relationship.
Good.
It depends on
Good.
It depends on who you're married to.
True.
That's where I would say that's what.
You're married to stripper.
That is true. Most strippers are more fun. The medical doctors.
But we
No, for real.
Some of them moonlight.
Because
it depends on who you're married to. Please, can we conclude on this?
let me just say something. No.
He wants to say something.
No, let me ask you guys this question.
Let me ask you something about this topic.
I haven't said much.
Let me ask
you know
you
why?
this question.
You know why I haven't said much in this topic? Because I don't believe, like personally myself, no one can control my happiness. Married, not married, married to 20 women or single, 20, nobody can control my marriage. Because at any point in time, you jeopardize my happiness, that's a big problem.
Okay, I agree. Now let me ask you this question.
I'm not gonna, life is too short for you to.
Now let me ask you this question.
In someone's hand.
Back to what I said about our culture. Do you think
I've never seen him do that before.
Well, now back to my question.
Sweating out of
Back to my
my
question. Because you know, because you over there just some married people about to beat your ass. Oh my God. Now,
Put it down.
now let me just ask you this
Real,
question.
yeah.
Since we're all Nigerian men and we
Yeah.
have more experience with Nigerian marriages,
Okay.
do you think, what would you say the percentage is of happy Nigerian marriages?
Why?
After year
In Nigeria
8
or in America?
in America and in Nigeria?
Can I go?
Yeah, go please.
From my experience hosting shows, at least between US, Canada, Australia, London, Europe, I've hosted at least 300 African
Wow.
Nigerian shows. At least I've hosted at least
That's a
300.
good number, huh?
Yeah, because I don't have another job now. So, and from what I've seen, I can tell you that the percentage of people who are happy is very, very low.
What would you say?
Okay, you
the
remember
percentage is?
my movie, My American Nurse? When I wrote American Nurse, people look at American Nurse as safe. It's just a movie. It's not a movie, it's a statement. It's a message. For everything that you see in American Nurse, I did not fabricate. It's just stories I have from here, from here, from here. I just jam it together to make that thing. And so up to today, it's still my best movie, my most popular movie. So in essence, to answer your question, I don't know why, but majority of them are not happy.
Now, wait. You go, but before you finish, to finish up what you just said, you just gave us a percentage of Nigerians or Africans that are not happy. That is very high. What would you say the same percentage of singles within that Nigerian or African community? What was the percentage of
On a very
happy
serious
people?
note, they're happy. They're happy, but there's some.
You smile, but that's a really bad.
Hold on.
First and foremost, what's the foundation of happiness? Doesn't even make a logical sense.
From my
Don't vex me.
From
Don't vex me.
From hosting those shows, right? Some of they are single. It depends on their age range.
Okay.
Yes.
Because one, hey,
Yeah.
hey,
This is
say that
right.
again.
Baba, you're supposed to
Say it again. Say it again, please.
No,
Say it again.
from hosting
Okay.
shows and observing the crowd and observing the audience, the Nigerian young single people, male and female, who were between the ages of maybe 18 and 25, 26, they are very, very happy.
Of course.
But the ones in between the ages of 28
And
and
99.
35.
We could go higher, 56.
Okay, 28 and 50, who are single. You can see if they are dancing with their two legs, one toe.
Can I Thank you.
Both.
Can I ask something?
Let me tell you that both.
Okay. Because that's why I want to add one more thing.
So it
Okay.
depends on it's both. Yeah,
Okay.
because it depends on the age range. So because those ones, they want to be married so bad, not because they want to be married, because of what the society.
I want you to teach me something
And some
right
of them
now.
think that the time is.
The
I want
the clock is ticking.
I want to learn injury time. I want to learn something right now.
Injury time.
Injury time. Now, this is why I don't know if I agree with that 100% with the men and women thing, because it's mainly about. Okay.
Sorry, I had to fix
Okay.
something there real quick. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because it's mainly about men or women. Okay, so let's say me, I'm a creative. I like to do whatever, and this is what I chose to do with my life. Let's say I'm 35 or whatever, and I'm like, man, everybody's kind of pressuring me about getting married, but I don't care. I'm enjoying myself. It's whatever. Plus, in this day and age, it's different because I'm a guy. But if I'm a woman, I know women, right? I know somebody in my head right now that is doing her thing, and she's gonna make it. But if you pull her aside and say, what would you really want to have right now? And she'll tell you straight up, I would want to be with somebody right
Let me
now.
say this though.
So I'm not saying this is the thing. I'm just saying this is my
Let me say this.
what I'm saying.
The
Maybe.
foundation of human beings, we're always going to want something that we don't have. It just is. I know a lot of people want to say I'm content. We're always going to be curious about the thing that we think we want. That's the number one thing. The truth of the matter is, though, the older you get, the more you realize that life was not about just you. You want somebody to actually care that you got to work safely.
Yeah.
You actually want somebody to, so...
share things with.
Exactly.
Share your experience
so,
with.
one thing that I'll say about what you said, about if single people are happy, number one, the foundation of your happiness and the foundation of your fun. Some people don't have fun alone. They just can't do it.
And I think some people, what is fun to you might not be fun.
Exactly.
To them.
So
are
single people a lot more free? They have more freedom? Yes. Fun though? No.
Before I had my daughter, right?
Yes. High five on that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before I had my daughter, right? Fun for me, it used to be maybe go out to the clubs or go hang out with people. But there's no more fun than me personally than when I'm with my daughter.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When I'm with my daughter, it's a different kind of fun.
Now, can I ask you this? Does it even now that you have that person that no matter what, cares for you and you care for, doesn't it give you more joy going out there and doing what you do?
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
Because you see, now I know that when she says, "Hey, daddy," love you, daddy, you know that.
By the way, that's not how she sounds. She doesn't sound like love you, daddy. No, she's really nice.
But it's real.
But definitely what you just said, you'll still have that same fun if you were married to the right person and that daughter is still saying that same thing. It's still going to be the same. If you have
See,
okay, now let me say this.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm
just
saying.
saying. I don't know if you're with her, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's private business.
Let me also say this.
Yeah. Go
Let
ahead.
me also say this.
Right.
One thing that we also should mention is that a lot of people will not find freedom. I'll use these as an example, right? You know and you do what you came to earth to do.
Yes,
right?
except one.
Okay. One is the many you accomplish. But for the foundation, you as a man have found and you actually do what you want to do in life. That's why you know clearly what your happiness is.
Yes,
right?
And I want to add to what you're saying, right? Married or single, you need to find yourself.
Exactly.
That sounded like conclusion. Is this your conclusion?
Oh, yeah, it's
let me conclude.
Okay.
That would go my conclusion.
Okay.
When a person, an individual, knows their story on earth, what they're here to do, and they're actually doing it and they found comfort, their mission, purpose-driven life, you will find fun in anything. The only time you stop having fun is if it restricts you from doing what you want to do. So if I'm single, right, and I am not accomplishing what I want to accomplish as a person, I'm not going to be having fun no matter what.
That's what most marriages do to you.
Okay, most marriages do that. Is this true? Most marriages do restrict each party. But if you find happiness and both parties allow each other to travel as they want to travel, then you're going to have fun. You can find me on ABC and NBC. If you're watching this and you're a lady, I know you love what I just said. You go good. Don't worry. It's not Should I say it in a British accent? Don't worry, so keep going.
So I'll go something to tell you. So no, but I think like I said, it's hard for me to answer this question. I think when you find yourself, like you said, and you know what you want, you know who you are, and you find somebody that matches is gonna respect that. This is coming from my perspective. That's all I can get. You find somebody that matches that and understands that this is what you're here to do, and not just that they accept you for who you are.
Exactly.
And it's and I think that's something that I didn't really accept. I was trying to get people to just accept me, but it has to be something that they accept you for who you are, and it's an understanding. And I think that's kind of like an underlying thing that a lot of people kind of miss, is understanding between two people to make them keep going. Because I think that once that disagreement happens, that's when everything just starts going downhill. So if you can find someone who understands you, who you want to take this journey with. I mean, I'll use an example. Beyonce and Jay-Z. I don't know why they're together, whatever. But I know there's one reason why they might be together, is because you want somebody to go on that journey with you that you can say, I can share the experiences with, I can win with. And I think that's the thing. I mean, so I would summarize by saying the marriage one to me would be the best, at least sharing a partnership with somebody, two people. But hey, I'm single right now, and single is fun.
Okay.
Okay, for myself, what I would say is this: you gotta find yourself first.
Exactly.
Because when you find yourself, happiness will exist.
Exactly.
If you want to tell me that your happiness is going to depend on you're single or depend on you're married, for me, that's BS, capital BS. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I give you an example, at this stage of my life, I know women can control my happiness. No, it doesn't exist. Married or not married, no. The only person now that can control, I have, if something go wrong, then my happiness will be jeopardized, is my daughter.
No.
My daughter, or my nephews, or my nieces.
Can I ask you a question?
Or let me finish. Or my nephews, or my brothers and sisters, right? Because you see, this happiness we're talking about depends on your spirit, your soul, and your purpose in this world.
Exactly.
When you find your purpose in this world, then you can find someone who can come in and still fit into that purpose layer.
Exactly.
But anytime someone come out and want to take you away from that purpose, then that's the wrong person.
Could you make that statement before you got into what you were supposed to be doing?
No, because before then I was lost.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? But now
Exactly.
I know why I'm that.
Exactly.
I know what I was born here to do.
Exactly.
I know what is left to do.
Exactly.
All right, in my conclusion, single couples are more
Single
happy-
couples?
single people, more, single people are more happy than married couples. That's a statement. That's a fact.
From you.
From me, yes. Google this. Do your research. Don't just take it from me. Type it on Google and see what the numbers will tell you. I'm telling you from experience, because if over 75, over 78% of marriages are failing, what does that tell you? It tells you that most married people are not happy.
Let me say this.
Definitely.
Oh, sorry.
Let me finish. Now, I'm not bashing marriage, okay? I've been married. Am I happily married? Well, that's another episode. Okay?
That's private.
That's private. Okay, that's another episode. But I'll tell you that marriage is a beautiful thing when you marry right. You know, biblically, God says the woman is a helpmeet for the man. When you find your loin, your missing rib, it's a beautiful thing. I'm not bashing marriage. I'm not bashing being married. I encourage and endorse marriage, okay? But do your research, know those people, because everybody has some kind of agenda when they're dating. So it's sad when you find out people's agenda, then what you call your marriage definitely was doomed from the beginning. So definitely, in my conclusion, single people have more fun than married couples.
Can I ask you one quick question? Hold on.
Okay.
Can I ask you one quick question? Just
Yes.
one quick question.
Yes.
You said the statistics that we gave, the reason why people break up, whatever the case may be. This could be another topic. We'll actually use this to go into another topic.
Okay.
Maybe marriage just doesn't fit in this society anymore.
Wow, that's a great topic.
Wow.
Boom.
ABT.
ABT.
I think we should do that right next.
Maybe
Maybe marriage is overrated.
Cheers.
Yeah, marriage is overrated. That should be the topic.